Hello and welcome to the Creaky Culus. I'm a monk, and today we are in episode 13 of our Empire of Sin impossible playthrough. And I do say it is an impossible playthrough. If I actually do manage to complete this, I'll be very, very happy. So far we've had a lot of bad luck, but we are continuing our Let's Play now from exactly where we left off in the last one. Of course, our latest addition being Diana, being a medic, being able to help us out in between fights, has proved to be extremely useful. She is one of the higher tier gangsters. She has a generous health pool. And overall been very useful in combat as well, and most importantly, she's stayed alive, which is much better than any other medic we have had so far in this series. Of course, you know, this is only her second episode, so let's see if she can actually make it through this one. Now, of course, we are still at war with Dion, and we're trying to gain some ground. In fact, we are pretty close to his safe house, although we have noticed increasing activity from the alley cats. They seem to be at war with the alley cats as well, so I don't know how that is going on. And we have had Dion a request to end our war several times. As you can see, the alley cats are actually in this battle, so you know, things are not going too well between them. Dion doesn't like being at war with multiple people, and we're trying to gain some more ground. Now, for anyone that is tuning in, this is their first episode. What is the impossible playthrough? Well, I like to do challenge playthroughs for Empire of Sin on my channel, and I've done some pretty interesting ones in the past. This Nuzlocke playthrough set is a little bit unique in the sense that I'm not allowed to use my boss. This is on maximum settings. I'm not allowed to heal during combat, and most importantly, I am not allowed to use any other weapon that fires a bullet. I'm only allowed to use melee weapons. That's been a little bit of a stumbling block early on in this playthrough. Having to deal with just the basic gangsters was tough. Now, of course, we got a little bit of notoriety, got access to better gangsters, which is fantastic. In other words, we've got access to some of those better perks on the weapon proficiency chart. But of course, getting the money to hire the gangsters, having to go through the amount of gangsters that we've gone through. Don't forget, guys, we've actually gone through 17 gangsters, which is just insane. That is a huge amount of gangsters. It's the most that I've ever gone through in any playthrough that I've ever played so far. So it does show this playthrough is a tough one, and I have laid down a challenge as well. In the last episode, I said, can you do what I am currently trying to do, and can you do it in less gangster deaths than I managed to do it? We've gone through 17. I don't know what that end number is going to be, but it's going to be interesting. We have set ourselves up with a few little missions. So far though, we ideally want 500 notoriety. We're edging towards that mark because we've already earmarked ourselves 2 gangsters to hire once we get there. Number 1 being Monks, number 2 being Bruno. There is a small problem. Monks doesn't like Dale, who happens to be our best gangster, so we're going to have to swap them out eventually. And of course, we do want Dottie back. We need to find her on the map. She's going to be somewhere. Hopefully she pops up again. She was, if you've been following the playthrough, one of our gangsters previously. She left us, however, because she didn't have much faith in our abilities as a leader, and I don't blame her. That was an interesting episode. But yeah, so that's where we are. Now you're all caught up. Let's get on with what we're doing. I would like to grab us another gangster or at least look at what we're doing. Monks is an absolute must buy. We are not quite there yet. We are a few notoriety away. I don't think we've got any easy missions that we can grab up, unfortunately. So yeah, we're in a bit of a predicament. We need more money. We need more notoriety because I want more gangsters. Now, we do need to heal up, I believe, just before we pop in this racket and hopefully get some more of a notoriety, get some more wins, and close another racket down. Who is left? I also need to make sure or have a look at our black market and see if any more goodies actually gets thrown in. We haven't had too many good things actually in the black market. It is something I wish would get buffed. It probably never will, but there should be better items in there if you ask me. Let's just wait for this copper to get a little bit closer, because if we get the copper, that is one extra notoriety we have. There's been a war declared. 2 wars declared. And we're going to assault some booze. And finally, we get to kill the cop. There we go. Dale got himself another kill.
Fuck yeah. Good.
No problem.
Well, I'll be. Hey, how do you like that?
Okay, what are we up against? Interesting layout. We are up against 10 gangsters. We do have 6 ourselves. This shouldn't be too hard in theory.
I'm all over it.
We've got quite a number of them over on the right. Again, the problem with a lot of these rackets is the open spaces, meaning that they're able to stick to the edge and shoot at us. We need to close that gap as quickly as possible most of the time. Try and tick off as many as we can as well as we go, as quickly as we can. Get those guns off the field as soon as possible. Marked target. And they have their own bullet shield, which isn't good, which means I think all those gangsters over on that side, the right hand side, are going to be a little bit tougher for us to sort out. Dale got shot, but he's fine. Guy took it like a champ. 2 Overwatchers loaded down now.
Okay.
Luckily they missed. I believe that's a sniper rifle as well. It could be a rifle. Either way, I'm sure it would hit hard. Coming down a little bit closer. CLAUDE's all the way at the back down here. We can't attack either. No one's within range. We do have bullet shield, however. I'm not sure if everyone's got bullet shield. I think we used it before we actually popped into the racket. That being a nice little exploit that we haven't really seen too much on this channel. I haven't really seen too many people talk about it. The fact that you can load in with buffs is pretty handy to know, pretty handy to remember, and something that I would like to exploit as much as possible. Where do we want to go with Dale? Want to do some damage is what we want. 56, but no bleed. That's really disappointing.
I'm on it.
Diana's turn.
Coming for you.
They got a couple of goes loading up now. Have to see what kind of damage they manage to do by the time it loops back around to the majority of our gangsters. Don't think that's in the Overwatch. I think we're just on the edge.
You're gonna pay.
Patrick Grady. What are we going to do with him? We'll stick him. I'd like to get them a little bit closer. A little bit closer so they're actually able to do something slightly in cover, because most of the gangsters are over there to the right. I think if we do the same with Clyde as well, bring him a little bit closer, we can actually get him into battle that way. Now Monks is on a titch. So, two reasons here. One, I want to do damage, but two, I kind of want Diana close to Monks. That way, if Monks goes down, there's a good chance he'll bleed out, as I believe she has Lifeline on her. So, he'll bleed out instead of dying.
Right.
Dale is also extremely wounded right now, but I believe that guy's got a sniper rifle. So if we get Dale close to him, in theory, he should move away from Dale and shouldn't be able to attack him.
All right.
I'm going to pop her in there, give those two something to be distracted by, hopefully. There we go. The guy done me exactly as I wanted him to. Means he didn't attack Dale anyway, and Dale is also in cover. I've said it before and I'll say it again, understanding the AI's behavior is really useful. Clyde, who can we attack? Gonna put an extra guy next to Patrick Grady, of course. That way he's got options.
Right.
Patrick's low on health. Still didn't get the bleed, unfortunately.
I gotcha.
There we go. That one will die on his next turn. Ooh, wasn't expecting an explosive. We haven't had a lot of them in this playthrough, but still wasn't expecting that. She can attack again. You know what? She's been a really good gangster hire. I've enjoyed her. She saved me a couple of times with her little, with her crow's feet. They've been very useful. Maybe not so in this one. Monks has just gone down. Not too worried. He's bleeding out.
Let's go.
We're at nearing the end of this battle, so Monks should be fine. It's whether he ends up being rushed to hospital or not. Because we just lost Hugh, because he was going to be in hospital for a number of days. So it just made more sense to fire him, really. You can always rehire him at a later date, you see.
I gotcha.
Dale's down. Now, I would be quite upset if Dale died. I know we plan on getting rid of him, but not the point.
Watch out.
Oh, Creek does not look pretty right now. Very, very injured. Patrick's almost dead as well. But we should be able to do some good damage right now.
Done.
There we go. I think we've got this in a bag. I mean, it was tight. It was really, really tight, this battle. A bit too close. I think it's an example of why we need to be filled in more gangsters.
Hey, how do you like that?
But there we go. We did do it, and we got some gear from it as well. And no one went to hospital. Well, that's rather cool. But yes, I think that's the exact reason we need to have more gangsters. We got a good amount of guys here. They all do their job. They've all got good armor, good weapons. But when we're up against the odds that we're up against, when we've got the, you know, the roadblocks in every battle as well, we need more numbers, and we don't have enough at the moment. So I think before we do a big depot, before we do another large racket, or even the safe house, we're going to need to hire more gangsters. Going to need to get that 500 notoriety, really. Get those bigger tier gangsters in. Possibly figure out a way of saving up some money just to be able to hire them as well. And possibly look around the map for Dottie. I think that would be a really good idea. Really help us out quite massively. We're Firedale. Because we can always hire him back if a Monks dies. But the way our playthrough has been going, who knows? Who knows who's around the corner? I just wondered if perhaps we have any easy missions that we might be able to do, because the missions do come with a good amount of notoriety.
On my way.
Unfortunately for us, though, I don't think there are any.
All right.
Now, Daniel McGee Jackson is requesting a sit down, most likely because he doesn't want me to be at war with Dion for whatever reason. But I cannot be asked to go to the sit down. I don't want to end the war, so there's 0 point. I am wondering, look, see, look up here, you got the alley cats attacking. Look at them. They've got a death squad roaming around Dion's areas. I wonder just how bad Dion is losing. He can't attack me and them at the same time. And you know what? We haven't been attacked too much recently either.
Rice.
I knew it.
Done.
Call a doc.
Very good.
Yeah, good.
Grease. Well, I'll be. Hey, how do you like that? All right.
Yeah, there's quite a few there. There's what, 7? They've got a little 7 roaming around.
Beautiful.
And we are still quite a bit of notoriety away from hiring anyone. I believe Baby Monks actually is... We are 7 points away from being able to hire him. That's really only 7 kills, if we can find anyone to kill and pick off. Trade request. It can be annoying. Unfortunately, there's no way to stop that popping up. Nothing that I'm aware of, anyway. We did actually have someone within the Discord ask about that, I think. Patrick Grady was stuck behind Oh, he is still currently stuck behind a car.
Gotcha.
Curb crawling is another very, very good exploit. And again, it is one that I only found and only noticed within this playthrough. So that's the second exploit we've managed to grab within this playthrough that we never ever got or realized earlier. Certainly nothing that I ever realized earlier. And considering just how much time I've put into this game, I'm quite surprised. I would put forward a 2023 complete guide for this game, but I don't think it's worthwhile. We have not had any update, and we're probably not going to have an update for a while.
Moving. I'm all over it. Right. Oh, God.
I got you.
Can we get ourselves another kill? Did get bleeding ×2 on, to be fair. But there we go.
Grace. Well, I'll be. Hey, how do you like that?
Now being able to heal outside combat without using anything is so helpful. She really was the best hire we've made. But you know what? So far, 22 minutes in, and we have not had a single death. That's kind of cool, right, guys? It's been a while since we had a death. I'm quite happy with that. Not going to jinx it. This is the start of our no death streak. That's what we're going to call it. Now, these are the gangsters right outside Dion's safe house. So these are effectively the hardest guys you can actually face. These guys are quite tough. Sometimes I find the guards outside of a safe house are actually tougher than the safe house fight themselves. And it's interesting because it is designed to weaken you. So a mechanic that the game has that it doesn't really tell you about is the fact that your armor quality will degrade from being shot. So if we are shot multiple times, the quality of our armor degrades, right? So let's say we have 4 bits of armor and that goes down to 0 by the end of the fight. If we was just to jump straight into that safe house immediately, still got no armor. It takes time to reset. And that's something the game never actually truly ever explains to you.
Gotcha.
I'm on it.
Right.
There we go. Got a nice little kill there. We're going to be very, very close after this to being able to hire baby monks.
Okay.
Luckily, that shotgun blast doesn't really do too much damage to us.
Sure.
Shit! I'm on it.
Understood.
56, that's pretty good.
All right.
There we go. Nice easy win. One more guard left.
Gotcha.
Ah, still not dead. Get. All up to Grover then.
You got it.
He started, so he will finish.
I'm hit.
And he's got his proficiency. He's got 45 kills with a melee weapon. So he unlocked his next proficiency perk, which is pretty cool. I think that is the perk to get health when you kill someone, which is a really important perk. So glad he's got that now. And we're actually one notoriety away from baby monks. So we need to go find ourselves a little kill somewhere. We're right outside the safe house. We could pop in, but I already know we're too short on gangsters. So not only are we going to have to fire Dale, we're going to have to hire baby monks and then find someone else to hire as well, just to kind of add up the numbers for this safe house. We have enough money to do so, but I do need to find just one tiny little kill.
I'm on it.
Oh. Okay, so the racket has reset, which means I'm going to have to do this racket and the one next to it again. Well, that sucks. We spent so much time faffing around trying to get this notoriety that the rackets we have just done in the last couple of episodes have actually reset.
I'm honest.
However, we will finally now have enough notoriety to hire a decent gangster. And one we want too. It's a shame we can't use a machine gun, because it's a bloody good machine gun.
Get the best you got. I'm going. Get the best you got.
Only 34, that is not good.
All right, let's go. On my way.
Be nice if we could get some better weapons, wouldn't it? There are some very good ones. I feel like we got a little bit, I wouldn't say unlucky with our weapons, but there's definitely better ones out there.
Right.
A lot of the weapons within the game are RNG, so it really is a roll of the dice. So I do think we got a little bit unlucky.
Fuck yeah. Good.
And there we go, we are done, and we have the notoriety we need now to hire the one and only baby monks, which is very, very cool, which means we actually completed our mission within this episode. And to top it off, guys, we have made it to the end of the episode without a single gangster death. I don't know about you, but I think that should be commended. Absolutely. Let me know down in the comments, guys, if you think I can continue this run throughout the next episode. I believe I'm going to take half an hour out of this playthrough to grind up a little bit more notoriety, just to be able to get Bruno in as well. I'm going to scour the map and try and find Dottie as well. So that way we should be able to do a blinding next episode, in the sense that we'll actually have the gangsters that we want in our crew and should be able to start ploughing our way through the rest of the neighborhood. But until next time, guys, I've been a monk, we've been Critically Curious, and I will see you next week for the next episode of this playthrough. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.
How are you doing?
What?
Sack